Good morning. I am coming to you with another energetic yoga practice. I'm Erin, and this practice is going to be for whoever wants to practice this morning. If poses are inaccessible for you, just practice child's pose. Always an option. Do what you can do. Be where you are today. And more important than anything else, be present. Focus on your breath. So here in easy pose to start, bring that focus to your breath. Allow yourself to sit comfortably in a seated position on the mat. Lengthen your spine with each breath in, and start to engage and energize your core as you breathe out. Feel your navel hugging in toward the spine. Notice your pelvic floor muscles, engage and squeeze them inward and upward. Those are the muscles right at the base of the spine. Your lower abdominals. Notice your shoulders. Let them relax far from the ears. Relax your face, your jaw. Tune in to the sound and sensation of your breath. Take one more inhale here in easy pose. Centering, breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out. And let's rise up into our first downward facing dog. We'll start there, energizing the legs, the back body. You're going to be in my way. You're going to come into an all fours position. Okay, tabletop. Curl your toes under. Send your sit bones up and back. Stretch your arms, your back body. Press through your fingertips, your palms. And breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose. Let your breath help you stay centered. When I say centered, I mean present, right here in this moment, in this pose. One breath and then the other. Hello, kitty. You're going to walk your dog, bend one knee and then the other. If you would prefer to be in child's pose to start, be where you want to be. Just bring your focus to the mat, to your breath. Exhale here. And if you are in child's pose, rise back to your down dog. We're going to lift up to three-leg dog here. Lift your right leg, just stretch it into the air. Be mindful of your hips. Opening the hips, but now close them. Feel the difference there. You want to keep your hips square. And then bring the energy to the inner right thigh. Roll it inward and then lift the leg upward. Press into your palms, your left foot. Engage and stretch. And release that right leg back down. Take a moment. And then lift your left leg. Start just lifting the leg, letting it stretch, feeling the right hip adjust to the shape. Open the hip and close the hip. Notice the difference. And then keep that leg closed. Keep the hip closed, excuse me. Feel the left inner thigh. Roll it inward and then lift and lengthen the leg upward. Stretch. And breathe. Breathe in one more. And exhale, release your left leg. We're going to lift the right leg again, but this time just inhale the leg up. Look between the hands and lunge your foot forward. Knee bends, place your foot or help it up there. Spin your left heel flat, let the arms rise up. Find warrior one. Stretch. Tuning into your breath. Energy in the side body, the energy in the core, the back. Take Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, let the hands travel through heart center. Reach down to frame the front foot, lift your left heel, stretch your right leg back to three-legged dog. And exhale, release it down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Look between your hands. And now lunge the foot, bend the knee, come through cheetah. Place your foot on the ground if you can, or help it up there with your left hand. Spin your right heel flat and rise up, breathe in. Take in this shape. Both feet pressing, right hip steering forward, strong and powerful in your warrior. Keep your shoulders relaxed, far from the ears. Breathe in, one more. And then once again, bring the hands through heart center, down to frame the front foot, lift your back heel, step back, stay in plank this time. Settle into your plank. Allow yourself to feel grounded here. You have the option to bring the knees to the mat. She's not giving me this option, but you can bring the knees down and practice a modified plank. Engage your core, your back, keep the shoulders, don't let them creep up. Lengthen the neck. Lengthen the crown of the head out toward the front edge of the mat. Breathe. All right, let's bring the knees down. And then release your right wrist. Press the back of the hand into the mat. Wiggle your fingers. And switch sides. Press the back of the left hand into the mat and wiggle your fingers. Bring both hands to the mat and circle your hips a few times. Letting the stretch settle into the hips. Take your time. Let this feel really nice through the shoulders, the hips, the spine, and circle the other way. And then come back to center here. We're going to curl the toes under once again and practice plank pose. But we're going to move and shift into a side plank here. So you're going to bring your right hand to the center, more to the center anyway, and then roll to the right side of your right foot. Let your left arm lift up and overhead. Options with your legs. You can have your feet stacked. You can have one foot in front of the other or even behind the other. You choose. That helps with balance. One more option, your right knee could be on the mat. You could be lifting up from here. If your feet are stacked, keep the side body strong. Rainbow, that side body. Lift up, press firmly through your right hand and then stretch your left arm up. Breathe. Keep your core strong. Relax your face. And then sweep back down and around, setting up for the other side. Left hand is going to come a little bit more to the center. Roll on to the left side of your left foot. Let the right arm rise up. Try to keep your left hand, your left shoulder, and right wrist all in a line. Lift up through the left side. Remember your options. The foot, oh hey block. Your foot could be in front or behind you. You could also have your left knee on the mat rising up. That's a nice option. If this is killing your wrist, you could also be down on your forearm, another option. Wherever you are practicing the shape, be all there. Be present. Notice your breath. Keep your locks engaged. Breathe in. And exhale, sweeping the right hand down. Come back through plank. Release your knees to the mat. Come back to child's pose. Stretch the back body. And let's take a wrist release in child's pose. I like to bring the hands, the backs of the hands just by the knees and let the elbows bend. So you're releasing the wrists here. Wiggle your fingers. Take rest in this pose. Breathe, recenter. arms long. Rise back to all fours. Let's take a few cat-cows. Lengthen the spine and then inhale, sink the belly, let the sit bones rise up. Shift your gaze up, widen through your collarbones, and as you exhale, round through the back, tuck chin to chest. Really feel your fingertips pressing, your shins pressing. Breathe in, arch open. Breathe out, round the back body. Let your movement match your breath. Rounding and arching the spine, stretching and strengthening the core and the back. Allow yourself to be firmly grounded in this shape. Exhale through cat, one more. And inhale back to all fours. We're going to come into a kneeling lunge here. We're going to step your right foot between your hands. You're going to help it up there if you need to. But then bend your knee. Let your hips come forward and stretch down. Press into your right leg. Rise up. Feel a deep stretch through the top of the left hip. You also could be on a blanket. I did not bring my blanket today, but it's always an option when you're on your knees. If your knees don't like these poses, pat them up with a blanket. Make it more accessible. Let the arms rise up. Roll the shoulders far from the ears. Expand and open up space in the chest. And feel energy. Inner thighs rolling in toward the midline. Press firmly through your right foot and your back leg. But feel light and lifted through the upper body. Breathe in. As you exhale, bring the hands through heart center. We're going to bring the left hand all the way off the mat. The right arm is going to sweep up for a twist. I'm going to give you some options. You could stay right here. For some of you, it's accessible to bend your left knee, reach back and hold your foot. If that's not an option, then don't do it. But if you're holding your foot, notice the deeper stretch through the top of the left leg. And try not to let that left shoulder just creep toward the ear. Try to open up space there and lengthen. Twist and stretch and breathe. Take one more deep breath in and slowly exhale. Release that back foot. I always need to bring my hips back a little bit to bring that foot down, otherwise I hear a big snapping noise. I don't like it. So move mindfully always. Honor your body. Come back into your low kneeling lunge. And let's come into a lizard here. I'm going to reach back for my block just to show y'all an option. So here we're going to come into lizard pose, which means bringing both hands to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe your right foot over to the right a little bit. Just widen that stance. Option with the block. And remember, there's a low side, a medium side, so many choices. Bringing the forearms to the block is one option. Either side, low side, high side. You might be in a place where you can bring the forearms all the way down to the mat. That's not accessible, grab your block or even stay in your fingertips. Let the hips stretch deeply here. And you might notice my right knee is opening a bit. You can come to the right side of your right foot. That's a nice option too. Really feel that deep stretch through the outer right hip. And breathe. The backs of the shoulders release here. You have the option to stay right here, but I'm going to come into a more energized lizard. I'm going to bring my right foot back to the mat, curl my left toes under, lift that left leg, and really engage through the quadricep. Press your heel toward the back of the mat, squeeze through your lower abdominals. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale here. And slowly release that back knee down. Top of the foot, come back to your hands. If your knee is still open, bring it back. Come back to frame that foot. Let's release back to a bit of a hamstring stretch. We're gonna bring the hips back, straighten that right leg. Another option here, I only have one block, but if you have two, you can bring a block on either side here. That's an option. Or you can be in your fingertips, but lengthen your right leg a little longer for a hamstring stretch. This is half splits. Ardha Hanumanasana. Cat hair everywhere. Now, spine is not rounding into the shape, you're lengthening the back body. Send the heart space out as you fold deeper here. And only fold as deep as feels right in your body. If your hamstrings feel really tight, then don't go so deep. But notice breath by breath, you might be able to release a little bit more. One more deep inhale and exhale. And slowly bend your right knee, bring your foot back to the mat. I don't know, I always come back to my kneeling lunge and then come back to all fours, but if you want to come back to all fours a different way, that's fine. Let your hips sway again. Oh, that right hip, feeling it. And let it sway left. Good. You're gonna bring the left foot forward now for your lunge. I'm just gonna turn around so you can see me. Left foot comes to the inside of both hands to start. There's no rush. Bring your hips forward and down. Lengthen the heart space out. Engage through your pelvic floor. And then press into your left leg. Rise up. Remember that blanket could be under your right knee. Did I say press into your right leg? I meant left. Your left knee is bent here, so you're pressing into it, but then your right hip is stretching big. We were getting at such a big squeeze on the other side, so now it's stretching back open. Really, really good for the muscles in your hip, your back, your quadricep. Let your arms float overhead. Keep your shoulders far from the ears. Keep your abdominals engaged and then keep scissoring inner thighs toward the midline, pressing firmly through your left foot, your right leg. Lifting through the upper body, light and lifted, but grounded and strong through your legs. Keep your face soft and relaxed. There's no clenching the jaw. There's no scrunching the shoulders. Keep them relaxed. Breathe in. As you exhale, hands come through heart center. We're going to bring the right hand off the mat. And let your left arm stretch overhead. Now here's that option. You can stay right here. Or maybe it's accessible to bend your right knee and reach and hold your right foot. Taking a deeper stretch through the front of the right hip, quadricep. Now don't let that right shoulder come into the ear. Keep that space. Shift your gaze upward. Breathe. Inhale. And slowly, without snapping the leg back, I like to bring my hips a little bit further back. I bring my foot back down. Just helps. My knee makes this popping noise. I don't like it if I do it without doing that. Coming into our lizard pose. So, hands are both going to come into the inside of your left leg this time. Remember your block could be there for support. Remember that. Starting in the fingertips, the palms. Maybe grabbing the block, bring your forearms to the block. High side, low side, no block, maybe. Maybe you start with a block and after a few breaths you realize you don't need it, or you can lower it. Ease into these shapes. Stay mindful of your pelvic floor muscles. Your left leg can open here, stretching deeper into that hip. The head relax, back of the neck stretch. Now you're welcome to stay right here. Or if you want a higher energy lizard, bring your left foot back to the mat. Curl your toes under. Lift that right leg and really engage through your quadricep. Press your heel toward the back of the mat. Engage through your core. Hug that left knee in toward the shoulder. Stay breathing. Stay focused. Centered. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale, slowly release your right knee if it's lifted. Come back up into your hands. Bring your left knee up if it was open. Come back into your hands. Frame that front foot. And now come into your half splits. Stretch your leg long. Let your hips come back. Your hips are going to come they're not going to come back further. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. They could come further than your knee, but generally they'll come about to stack on your knee. Be in your fingertips. Use a block. And then lengthen. Send the heart space out. Fold body over the leg. Not rounding through the low back. Feeling this. Releasing the back of the leg. Staying strong through your core. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Slowly come back to your hands. Bend your left knee again and then bring the left knee behind you. Let your hips sway. A few times left, right. A back bend here. We'll practice tiger pose. This is a balance and a back bend. We're going to start in our bird dog pose. So your right hand and your left leg will be grounded. You're going to stretch your right leg back and your left arm. You could stay here, or if you want to try the balance, or excuse me, the back bend, you're going to bend your right knee, bringing the heel toward the hip, and then reach your left hand around to see if you can find your foot. If you find your foot, awesome. Press foot to hand and really stretch. Arching the back body open, similar to cow pose here. Similar but harder and more balanced, but you know, similar. Keep breathing. Feel how strong and sturdy your left leg, your right arm are keeping you. Breathe in. Exhale slowly. Extend back to bird dog. And release this side. Flip your right wrist over, wiggle your fingers. And set up for the other side. Left hand and right leg will stay grounded and strong. Extend your left leg, right arm. Start here or stay here if you want to just stay right here. If you don't want to practice the back bend. Lift, bend your left knee. Lift your heel towards your hip and then sweep your right arm behind you. See if you can find your foot. If you find your foot, press that foot into the hand and see how it opens the chest. Keep strong and grounded. Left arm, right leg. Then arch open. Find this back bend here. Keep breathing. Find a lightness somewhere. But notice the strength. One more inhale. And slowly exhale, release back through bird dog and back down. Flip your left wrist over, wiggle your fingers. Let's practice puppy here. Puppy pose, you might want your block for your puppy pose. This pose is also called heart melting pose. Sometimes that's a better cue to figure out where you're supposed to be. In your puppy pose, your arms are going to stretch long like down dog, but your hips are going to stay stacked on your knees. And then your heart is going to melt down toward the mat. Sit bones rising up, arching the back body, coming to the forehead. Your block, your forehead could come to your block. Here's one place you could be. Your forehead could come to the mat. There's another place you could be. And if you want to take full heart melting pose, your heart, your chin could be pressing the mat. You could be gazing toward the front edge of the mat. If this is not accessible in your back, shoulders, neck, don't do it. Grab your block. But if this feels good and you're feeling the stretch, stay here and breathe. One more deep inhale. And exhale. If your chest is on the mat, bring your forehead back to the mat. Slowly bring your forearms, your hands, inch them a little closer. We're going to thread the needle now. Right hand is going to stay down, but left arm is going to thread under. Think across the collarbones. Come on to the left shoulder, the left side of the face, and then stretch your right arm a little longer. You should be looking into your left palm. Nice release for the shoulders here. Want to try another balance. Right arm can stretch up. And then really press through the left hand and see if you can lift your right leg as well. So you're grounded through the back of the left hand, through the left leg. Right leg is lifted. Core has to stay strong. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly, oh, I'm losing it. Release back down. That's one of those poses, if you lose it, you roll onto your back. It's not very far, it's not too scary. All right, we're gonna practice that on the other side. This time the right arm is gonna thread underneath the left. Come across the collarbone so you can come down to the right shoulder. Left arm stretches. Start here looking into your right palm. And that really is the secret of the balance, is pressing, grounding down through the back of the right arm, through the back of the hand. Now, trying the balance, left arm can reach up. You could be right here. If you want to lift the left leg as well, try it. Press firmly through the right leg, the right arm. Engage through your core. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Right hand comes back down, left leg comes back down. Unthread your right arm. And let's rise back to all fours. No. Such a distraction. Let's do a camel here. Always low back bends. Do a camel, then you can hang out for a minute. All right, camel pose. Back bend. All right, in your camel, you're gonna be on your knees. Knees directly under your hips. And your feet the tops of the feet can be on the mat, or you can curl the toes under. That's another option here. Makes your heels a little closer. First option in your camel, hands can come into the back pockets, right on your sacrum. Now don't let your elbows splay open. You want to squeeze them together behind the back. Hug the shoulder blades together as if you were holding a pencil between your shoulder blades. That's the sensation you want there. Arching open now, shifting. Press into your low back so that there's space there. You're opening up space, not compressing, but stretching and strengthening. Shift your gaze up toward the ceiling. Some of you might be able to reach back and hold your heels. Don't compress through the back body to get there. Find your heels and then press open, let your head relax. Rest on the backs of the shoulders. To come out, tuck chin to chest, squeeze navel to spine. Find a neutral spine, and then bring your hips to your heels. Come to child's pose. Softly wrapping body over legs, forehead to the mat. Rest. Arms could also relax by the sides. Take one more breath here. Exhale. And slowly rise back up. Let's stretch into a down dog. Curl your toes under, send your sit bones up, press. Heels reaching. Just get cat hair all over. She found a hair tie to play with. Let your hips sway back and forth. Let's flow through vinyasa. We're going to breathe in, come to plank. Breathe out, lowered plank, chaturanga. Knees can be on the mat, keep that option in mind. As you lower down to chaturanga, elbows close by the sides. Inhale, come to the tops of the feet, arch up. Exhale, back through plank and into downward facing dog. And then let's step, walk, or maybe float the feet forward. Find your halfway lift, flat back, fold. Bend the knees, reach up, mountain pose. Take a few breaths here, standing up tall for the first time practicing today. Feel your heels grounded into the mat. Feel your hips stacked on top of your heels. Shoulders stacked on top of your hips. Allow yourself to center right here. You are grounded, you are strong. Let's find balance in tree pose. Keep your right foot strongly grounded and just shift the weight there to start. Open the left knee so the hip is open here. And you have options. The foot could come to the ankle, balancing right here. Your toes could even still be on the mat. It could be at the ankle. It could be on the calf. The only place you don't want to be is pressing the inside of the knee joint. But you can reach down and take hold of the foot and press the thigh. Hands at heart center. It's a great place to be because it keeps your energy centered through the midline of the body. Feel all four corners of your right foot pressing. If you feel really grounded here, you can let the arms rise up. Keep breathing. Find a soft focus, a drishti. You have that focal point, it helps your balance. Practicing balance strengthens our body. You're strengthening your right leg here. But you're also doing something really effective to reduce your stress. The cortisol levels, the stress hormone in your brain, there have been studies that show that when you practice balancing, standing on one leg, cortisol levels go down. You cannot be stressed and thinking about something else and stay balanced. You have to be here in your body, in this moment, breathing, tuned in to what you're doing. So let go of distracting thoughts and see if that keeps you balanced. You feel your right foot burning a little bit? That's a good thing. You're strengthening the arch of your foot. Keep inhaling and exhaling. Let the arms open. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands back to heart center and then down. Let your left foot come down. Release your right foot. Press the back of the foot into the mat. Let your heel just kind of sway. Nice release for the arch of your foot. That was a good balance. If you're wobbly, hold a wall. If you're wobbly, be where you need to be. Lower your leg. Have your toe on the mat. Work on opening the hip and shifting weight. There are so many places to learn this pose. Most people cannot hold this pose for a minute or more the first time they try it. So allow yourself to be where you are today and grow in your practice. Stand firmly grounded in mountain pose, pressing through both feet. Balance practice is also a great way to balance out right brain and left brain activities. There are lots of mental benefits to practicing balance. That's also really good to strengthen the body. Slowly, without rushing to the left side. If you're already there, go too quick. Savor your mountain pose. Savor being on both feet. But slowly start to just shift the weight first. Feeling all four corners of your left foot pressing firmly, supporting the weight of your body. And then open the right knee. Start just here, feeling the hip open. Engage your lower abdominals. And bring the right foot to the ankle. Toes on the mat. You can be here the entire time. Hands at heart center is a great place to practice this pose. Keeps that energy hugging inward. Pressing downward through the leg, lifting up through the crown of the head. Foot can be on the calf. Don't press the knee joint. Skip your knee joint. But if it's accessible, you can reach down, place your foot on the thigh, and breathe. Be where you need to be, and that might be next to the wall. Let yourself find a drishti, a soft focal point. Let your face relax, shoulders far from the ears. Your core is engaged here. Your hip is open. If you want to add more challenge, let the arms float overhead. Feel the side body stretching, opening up space at the bottom of the rib cage. Really press into that big toe, the inside of the left foot. So much energy there, rising up through the midline of the body, keeping you grounded, balanced. Don't let your thoughts fade somewhere else. Don't let them monkey mind, some of us say. I know Diane likes to use that term, makes me laugh. Don't let the monkey mind take over. You will fall out of your balance. If you need to keep your focus anchored, think about your breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Allow your breath to anchor you into this shape, into this present moment. Be here, strengthening your left leg, focused, balanced. Your left foot starting to feel a little burn. That's a good thing. Think about the arch of your foot. This is so good to strengthen that foot, strengthen that leg. Take one more deep breath in. And open the arms if you like, stretch. And bring the hands back through heart center. Take your time. Release your right leg. And shift to press the top of the left foot. Let the heel sway a few times. Keep taking those big, deep, full breaths. And then press firmly through both feet. Feel the ground beneath you, the mat beneath your feet. Make a firm footprint, embedding your foot into that space. And feel the energy rising up in the legs, shins, calves engaged. Quadriceps engaged, inner thighs rolling inward, lower abdominals strong. Your core strong. Shoulders far from the ears. Breathe in. Breathe out. And I'm going to shift just so I'm at the front edge of my mat. Let's take a vinyasa. Let the arms reach up to extended mountain pose as you breathe in. As you exhale, palms press, hands come through heart center, hinge forward, come into a forward fold. Breathe out. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, hands to the floor, step, walk, or perhaps float back to plank, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, roll to the tops of the feet, press into your hands, up dog. Exhale, back through plank and into downward facing dog. Let your hips sway and stretch. Let's take a few more trips to plank. Let's roll forward. Let's create, this is kind of fun. I like to hollow out the belly and create a cat back as I roll forward to plank, and then let the crown of the head lengthen out. The last of the breath in, and exhale back to down dog. Try it again. Breathe in, hollow out the belly, cat back, and then lengthen. Find your strong plank. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Breathe in, hollow out. And exhale, down dog. All right, this time come forward to plank regular. Just shoulders stacking on wrist. Breathe in, core strong. Let's lower all the way down to the mat now. Come through chaturanga and then release onto the mat. Elbows close to the sides. Lower, 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 lower. And you're on the mat. Let's take crocodile pose. Relax here. Stack your hands, forehead on your hands. Let your toes turn in. Let your hips sway a few times and breathe. Breathe into the back body and exhale. Again, and exhale. And now bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Bring your legs hugging in. Press through the tops of your feet. Now squeeze the shoulder blades together again. Roll the shoulders far from the ears. We're gonna rise up to cobra. Press into your hands, lift up, inhale. Arms can come up a little higher. It's about your shape. This is your practice. Hips stay grounded. Got those crunchy, don't rise up as high. I am fairly back bendy, so I like to rise up like this, but it might not feel right for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale one more. Now if you're pretty high up, lower back down. We're gonna do a different variation. You will not be able to rise up quite that high. Maybe you will, I don't know. I don't know your back. But a little bit more of a challenge. We're gonna let the hands float by the sides. Notice the difference in the work here. You're still hugging with the legs, grounding down through the tops of the feet, but let the fingertips, hands float. Rise up to your cobra. You feel your edge probably quicker. I definitely do. My mid-back muscles working. Breathing deeply. Staying soft through your face. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more breath. And release. Come back to crocodile. Let this release your back body. Forehead resting. One more deep breath here. And exhale. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders again. Forehead to the mat. We're going to press back to child's pose. To take a deeper release, you're going to press up and back to child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Hips to the heels. And let your left hand walk to your right hand. And let your right hand walk to the right a little bit. Let your hands stack on your right hand. And then sink deep into your left hip. Notice the stretch in the side body. You can turn your left cheek toward the mat. Breathe. Exhale here. And let your arms come back through center. And bring your left hand a little bit to the left. And bring your right hand to stack on your left hand. And then sink into your right hip. Let your right cheek, it could be on your arm resting. It could be on the mat. Breathe. Feels so good in the right side body. When we practice yoga, we're practicing presence, but we're also working to open up space in the body. We use these shapes to create that space, to stretch, to strengthen, to find balance. Let that space open up. Exhale. And slowly walk the hands through center. Oh, squishy. Oh. She's a total distraction. I love her though. Take one more breath in child's pose. And come up to hero. I'm doing hero a lot this week. Here's a nice place to center. Feel grounded. Notice a lot of the shapes we practiced today are balance poses, hip strengtheners, some back bends. Balance poses especially help us feel grounded. You might not think so as one leg is lifted, but you have to be firmly rooted into that other leg, into that other side, whatever balance you're doing. You have to balance out the energy in the body. I'm going to bring the backs of the hands behind us. She's in the way. Press your palms, interlace your fingers, and reach your knuckles towards your feet. Roll the shoulders together behind you, widen through your collarbones here. And now from here, let's stretch the back of the neck. Keep your shoulders in this shape, but let your chin melt down towards your chest. You can nod from right to left. Exhale. Slowly release. Let's take eagle arms. I've been doing this one a lot this week, but it just feels really good. Wind your left arm inside your right. Bring the backs of the hands together. Palms press. Find a sweet spot. Lifting the elbows, lowering and relaxing them into the chest. Find the sweet spot in between those two, where you're balancing out the energy. You're feeling the stretch through the shoulders, the back of the neck. You're staying strong through your core. And breathe. Exhale here. Slowly unwind. She just went squishes all the time. Just wrap left elbow inside right this time. Wait, we just do that. See, she's a total distraction. Right elbow inside left. Backs of the hands toward each other. Palms press. And then lift the elbows. Lower the elbows. Find that sweet spot in between. And breathe deeply. Feeling your breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. You are grounded. You are whole. You are present. Breathe in and exhale. We're going to come out of hero pose now. We're going to come onto the back body slowly. Come to Apanasana, reverse child's pose. So your whole spine is going to be on the mat. Trying to be mindful of you, kitty, but you're kind of in the way. Knees into the chest. If you have a ponytail or something that's going to distract you, press the back of the head. Let that ponytail go is where I was going with that. Sometimes I don't finish my sentences. I am sorry. Hold your shins. Maybe rock back and forth. Really massaging the back body. We did a lot of work in the back body today. A lot of work in the hips. When you stretch the hips deeply, you decompress, you open up space in the low back. We want to be strong, but we want to be flexible too. We want to find balance in the body. We feel healthier when we are balanced. We want to be grounded, not just physically, but mentally. And practicing these shapes that ground us, squeeze knees to chest. Feel your back, your shoulders, the back of your head pressing. The mat solidly beneath you. Being grounded helps us feel secure. Let go of distracting thoughts. I have a favorite saying about worrying. Worrying does not take away tomorrow's problems. It just steals today's peace. Let go of worrying. Let go of stress. Be grounded right here, right now, in this moment. Feel your breath move deeply into the lungs, expanding space. And exhale, squeezing knees to chest, sinking deeper, back body to the mat. And then slowly release your feet onto the mat. Let your legs go long, setting up for Shavasana, relaxation. You want to grab a bolster to put under your knees, you can. You want to put a sandbag on your hips or your eyes, you can. In this final pose, let go of everything. Let go of any tension lingering in the body. Scan the body. Relax your forehead, your temples. Relax your face, your jaw. Relax your neck and shoulders. Relax your chest, your core. Relax your hips, your legs. Soften your arms. Let your hands turn up on either side of the body. Breathe, notice your breath, but don't focus in too much. Try not to focus in too much on anything. Allow yourself to feel really light. Relaxing completely in this pose. Take just a few minutes here, reset, absorb the work we did, rest completely. Very slowly, breathe awareness back into the body. Keep your eyes closed. Stay in this place of relaxation. Just notice your breath coming in through the nose, down the throat. Fill your chest, your lungs. Feel the expansion there in your rib cage. Feel your heart space rise. And then breathe back out. Feel the softening through the rib cage. Let the breath move up and out through the nose. And then slowly bring gentle movements back. Nod your head right and left. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. And when you're ready, bring one knee into the chest and then the other. You're going to roll onto your side. Typically your right side, but it's easier for me to roll left today, so I'm going to do that. Rest on your left arm. Find a sideline child's pose for a few breaths. Just noticing your breath in and your breath out. Come back into awareness slowly. Linger here. And use your hand to press back up. Coming to a comfortable seat on the mat. Easy pose again where we started class. Close your eyes and recenter here. Notice how you feel. Breathe in. Take in this moment, this brand new moment. And breathe out. Let go of anything you don't want to hold on to in the coming moments, the coming hours, the coming days. Let it go. Bring the palms to press at heart center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in again, circling the arms this time, stretching the side body, looking up, watch the palms press, and then exhale the hands right back to heart center. Namaste. Thanks for sharing your practice with us. Oh, hi. You've been wanting belly rubs this whole time.